Hi, I'm Reese, a designer with the Quilted Cow, and today I'm going to show you how to make the Wreath pillow. But first, I'd like to thank our sponsors, Husqvarna Viking sewing machines, Creative Grids, rulers, mats, and cutters, and the beautiful Wilmington prints, the fabric I'll be using today. Let's get started. Today I'll show you how to make the helpful Heifer wreath pillow. Check out our website for kits and patterns at thequiltedcow.com. The kits come with the pattern and all the fabrics you need to sit and sew. Let's get started. First, we're going to want to cut all of our fabrics to size. And as you can see here, we're going to make 2 different blocks, and they're going to be sewn together like that when we're done. So first of all, let's lay out all of our pieces. This is how we're going to lay out our first block. And we're just going to go row by row and sew them together. Laying them right sides together, I'm going to pin in place and then stitch down that line. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay, as you can see, I have stitched these 2 blocks together. And now I'm just going to lay this one right sides together. Once again, I'm going to pin in place and then stitch that row together. I'm going to continue doing that through each row, just laying them right sides together and stitching those rows all together. Let's go ahead and do all that. Okay, now that I have all my strips together, I'm just going to press those open. I'm going to press this row in one direction, my second row in the opposite, and keep doing that back and forth, pressing. That way my seams will lay nice together when we stitch those all together. That one a nice press. Let's go ahead and lay those out again to make sure everything is lining up correctly. So now I'm going to take this row and lay it right sides together with this one, pin and stitch along that line. All right, I've sewn those first 2 rows together, and I'm just going to continue onto the next 2. Again, laying those right sides together, pinning down this line, and then I'm going to take it to the machine and sew a 1/4 inch down that side. All right, and now just to finish off that block, let's rotate those where they are correctly placed. I'll lay those 2 right sides together to finish off this block, and once again, just stitch down that side. Let's go ahead and take it to the machine and do that. Okay, we have finished our first block. Let's go ahead and press that open. We're just gonna press all of our seams in the same direction, giving that a nice good press so everything lays flat. And now you have your second block. So we're going to continue and do our next one. So let's lay this one aside. Okay, and we're going to do the same thing we did before, starting on one of the rows, laying them right sides together and stitching them a 1/4 inch down that side. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, now that I have stitched my rows together, we're just going to press them open like we did before, and doing the exact same thing, alternating the way you're pressing. That way your seams will nest together when we sew each of these rows together. So let's go ahead and press that nicely. And then let's go ahead and lay these out once again, making sure everything is lined up correctly. And then we're just going to stitch each row together, laying them right sides together, and once again using a 1/4 inch seam allowance. So let's take this to the machine and finish this block up. All right, I have sewn all my rows together. So let's go ahead and press that open like we did before. Again, pressing in the same direction so it lays nice and flat. And now we're just going to connect our blocks. Rotate those so they match up. There we go. So I'm gonna just take this block, lay it right sides together, and I'm gonna stitch 1/4 inch down this side. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, now that I have stitched my 2 pieces together, we're just going to connect the pillow. And I'm gonna lay it right sides together once again. And you wanna make sure all of your seams line up. So this is the center of my pillow. Make sure that seam nests nicely together and just continue down the line, making sure everything lines up the way it should. And now that I have it pinned in place, I'm just gonna take it to the machine. And once again, using 1/4 inch seam allowance, just stitch down that side. Let's go ahead and do that. Now that we have our pillow assembled, let's go ahead and give it one more good press on that seam that we just did, making sure it lays nice. Okay. And now we're just going to add the borders to our pillow. You always want to do your sides first, and we'll lay those right sides together like this, and use 1/4 inch seam to sew those on. Let's go ahead and do that. Now that I have attached the side borders, let's just go ahead and press those open really quick, and then we will attach the top and bottom borders to our pillow. So that's nice and pressed. And we're going to just repeat the same process we did a while ago. Just laying our borders right sides together. We're gonna pin in place and then just take it to the machine and finish this pillow up. Let's do that. Now that I've attached the top and bottom border, let's go ahead and give that a nice press. And there you have your pillow. So now I'm gonna show you how to attach your backing. At this point is where you would want to quilt it. The muslin for this does come in the kit if you buy that on our website at thequiltedcow.com. So when you cut your backing to size, you'll want to fold it in half, wrong sides together, and then on the fold, you'll just stitch 1/4 inch away from the fold. I've already done that, so now if I was wanting to quilt it, I would quilt it and then trim it to size before I start doing the backing. So let's go ahead and lay this down, right sides together. And as you can see, I'm laying it on the top of my pillow. And the raw edges will be all together. And here is my fold and my other fold. As you can see, they do overlap. And now you will pin all the way around the edges, and then using 1/4 inch seam allowance, you'll stitch around all 4 edges, and then we'll turn it right side out. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay, now that I have attached the backing, let's go ahead and flip it right sides out. And you can just use your finger to press out the corner. I wouldn't use anything too sharp because you could put a hole through your fabric. So normally I just use like my finger or just something soft that won't poke a hole. See, there you have your envelope backing here. And there you have the wreath pillow. Remember to check out our website for the kits and patterns at thequiltedcow.com. The kits come with the pattern and fabrics you'll need to sit and sew. Like and subscribe to watch all of our videos. Thanks for watching.
Okay, you wicked cool quilters, good job. You made it to the end. We would like to thank our sponsors, Husqvarna Viking Sewing Machines, Creative Grids, rulers, rotary cutters, and mats, and Wilmington Prints for the beautiful fabrics. Thanks for watching.